Bankruptcy is not something people want to do. It's a last resort. It can also be rather embarrassing. I've seen many situations in which people really have to file bankruptcy and they owe some money to people, their friends, family, people like that. And I'm asked, how do I deal with that? I don't want to leave my mother or my father hanging because I filed bankruptcy. They helped me out, they lent me some money, and I want to pay them back. I don't want them to suffer because of the bankruptcy. Well, this is the advice that I give to clients. Bankruptcy requires you to disclose all of your debt to everybody, no matter who it is. So you would be required to disclose the fact that you owe mom and dad some money from a loan they gave you a while back to help you out with your financial difficulties. How you deal with that depends upon a couple things. First of all, tell them you're filing bankruptcy. You don't want them to find out that you're filing for the first time when they get a notice from the bankruptcy court that you filed bankruptcy and they're a creditor. Explain to them the situation. Now, where you go from there depends upon whether you've made payments to them on that loan in the year leading up to the filing of the bankruptcy. You see, friends and family are considered what are called insiders under the bankruptcy code. They're more likely to know your financial circumstances and the situation that you're in either at the time they lent you the money or at some time after that. And the bankruptcy laws try to make sure that all creditors are treated equally. So, for example, they want to make sure that the credit card companies are treated the same way that you treat mom and dad. So, if you made any payments to them over the 12-month period leading up to the bankruptcy, you have to disclose that. Now, that can be an issue if it's a significant amount of money, more than $600 over the past 12 months that you paid them, where the trustee might see it as a preferential treatment. You treated mom and dad better than you did the credit card companies. There are some exceptions to that, and that's something you would need to talk to your attorney about. So be sure when talking to your attorney about who you owe, tell them that you owe mom and dad some money, and tell them that you made some payments, but there may be ways to get around that preference problem. There are some exceptions to the preference rule, and your attorney can advise you on that. Now, what do you do going forward? Well, you have to list them, which means that the debt you owe mom and dad is subject to the discharge. That discharge wipes out all legal responsibility you have to pay them. They can't make you pay that debt back. They can't sue you, they can't come after you, they can't do anything. But that's not to say you're not allowed to pay them back. So, you file the bankruptcy, you list them, you do everything you're supposed to, and the debt gets discharged in the bankruptcy. At some point in the future, you can start making payments to them and pay them back. Because you want to do right by mom and dad. But you still have to comply with the requirements of the bankruptcy code for disclosure. So as I said earlier, before you file the bankruptcy, sit down with mom and dad or whatever relative or friend that lent you the money, explain the circumstances, explain what you're doing. And if you still intend to pay them back later, you can tell them that. They just can't legally come after you. So that's how to deal with the situation. Yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it's embarrassing. But that doesn't mean that you can't do right by your friends and family once the bankruptcy is over. Just make sure to talk to your attorney about it. so that it's handled properly.